Japan didn't build bigger homes. They simply stopped wasting the space inside them. A kitchen shelf that doubles its own storage without tools or renovation. The back of a closet door hiding an entire shoe collection, completely out of sight. One room working as a bedroom, a dining room, and a home office on the same day. A pantry where you can see every single item at one glance, without opening a single cabinet. Most Western homes have the same space, but they just never built the right systems around it. We're counting down 16 Japanese space-saving ideas that make small homes feel bigger. And the top idea is the concept behind all of it. Once you hear it, every room in your home will look completely different. Let's get into it. Your freezer is a black hole. Here's the fix. You've done it before. You bought something, shoved it in the freezer, and found it 3 months later buried under things you forgot you owned. The average American household wastes around $1,500 in food every year. A huge chunk of that starts right inside the freezer. So, what does Japan do differently? Meals get frozen completely flat inside zip bags. Once solid, each bag stands upright in a bin, like folders in a filing cabinet. Every item is visible. Every item is reachable. Nothing gets buried. Going vertical lets you fit roughly 40% more food in the exact same freezer space. One family in Japan uses a freezer smaller than most dorm fridges and feeds 4 people for 2 full weeks without a single item going to waste. In most Western freezers, things get stacked on top of each other. The bottom layer disappears, the invisible layer gets wasted. Your freezer doesn't need to be bigger, it just needs to be readable. The drawer that cannot get messy. Every home in the West has one. The junk drawer. You open it looking for scissors and spend 3 minutes digging through old batteries and things you stopped recognizing years ago. Without physical structure inside a drawer, everything slides together. There's nothing stopping it. Mess is just the default outcome. Japan fixes this with adjustable drawer dividers. Wooden, acrylic, or spring-loaded, they create fixed compartments for every type of item. Nothing slides, nothing mixes. The drawer maintains itself. Think about the last hotel room you stayed in. The drawer was probably tidy. Not because hotel guests are neater people, but because hotels use dividers. It takes about 15 minutes to set up, and it works in any drawer. Kitchen, bathroom, office, bedroom. A messy drawer is an engineering problem. Fix the structure, and the mess fixes itself. One rod, 5 times the hanging space. Most closet rods run at about 40% efficiency. Clothes hang at one level. Below them, sometimes 3 ft of empty air is completely ignored. The typical Western response is to buy a bigger wardrobe. Japan has a different answer. Cascading multi-layer hangers hook onto your existing rod and fan downward in tiers. One slot becomes 4 or 5 hanging levels in the exact same space. No drilling, no tools, nothing to install. One person in a Tokyo studio apartment hangs 47 pieces of clothing on a single 4F rod using this system. Full seasonal wardrobe, organized by category. Less space than most people use for 12 items. In the West, closet problems get solved by going wider. Japan goes deeper, downward within what's already there. Your closet doesn't need more room. It needs to go vertical. The secret pantry hiding next to your fridge. That 3 to 6 in gap between your fridge and the wall. Most people treat it like dead space. It collects dust and gets ignored for years. Japan turns it into a fully working pantry. Ultra-slim pull-out tower cabinets, some as narrow as 4 in wide, slide right into that gap. Pull it open, and you get tiered shelves loaded with spices, oils, canned goods, and dry ingredients. Push it back in, and the kitchen looks exactly the same. Nothing visible. Nothing changed. A 6-in gap cabinet holds 20 to 40 standard pantry items. No renovation. No contractor, no tools required. These units come ready to use straight out of the box. Most Western kitchen designers never suggest this. Most homeowners never think to look for it. The space was already there. You just hadn't opened it yet. Your cabinet shelves are half as useful as they should be. Standard kitchen cabinets are built for tall items, but most of what people actually store, mugs, bowls, canned goods, is short. That leaves a large gap between the top of your items and the shelf above them. Wasted vertical space sitting inside every cabinet in almost every Western kitchen. Japan fixes this with shelf risers, elevated platforms that sit directly on your existing shelf and split that gap into two usable levels. One shelf becomes two tiers. Storage capacity roughly doubles. The average kitchen has around 10 shelves, each one wasting about 8 in of vertical space above shorter items. That adds up to nearly 7 ft of ignored storage in a single kitchen. No tools, no installation. The riser just sits on the shelf. In the West, full cabinets usually mean buying more cabinets. The extra space was already inside the ones already there. You're not running out of cabinet space. You're running out of shelf levels. The office supply that solves your biggest kitchen problem. Pot lids, cutting boards, baking sheets. In most Western kitchens, these get stacked flat in a cabinet. Getting one thing out means moving everything stacked on top of it first. It's 30 seconds of frustration repeated every single day. What's worth noticing is that offices already solved this exact problem decades ago. Documents stacked flat are impossible to sort through quickly. So, offices created vertical file holders. Pull out what you need. One motion, done. Japan applied that same idea to the kitchen. Wire or metal file holders placed inside cabinets, store lids, boards, and trays standing upright. Grab what you need. Put it back the same way. $8 to $15, no setup required. Western kitchens and office supply stores have always been separate worlds. Japan noticed they had the same storage problem and used the same fix. The solution to your most annoying kitchen task was in the office aisle the whole time. The magnetic wall that puts everything within reach. Every time you cook, you open a cabinet, scan for a spice, pull it out, use it, put it back, close the door. 10 seconds repeated about 20 times during one meal. It adds up, and none of it is necessary. In Japan, metal-bottomed spice containers mount directly onto magnetic wall sheets placed right next to the stove. Every spice is visible. Every label is readable. Grab it in 1 second, snap it back just as fast. One home cook keeps 34 spices on a magnetic panel beside the stove. 0 cabinet doors, 0 searching. The wall sheets stick on with adhesive, no drilling, renter safe. The matching containers also cut down on visual clutter, which makes the whole kitchen feel calmer. Western kitchens tuck spices behind closed doors. And why? Out of sight, out of reach, and easy to forget until the moment you actually need them. Cabinets were designed to hide things. For spices, that's exactly the wrong solution. The pantry system that makes food waste almost impossible. Open the average Western pantry, and here's what you usually find. Bags that won't seal properly, boxes of different heights, half-empty containers pushed to the back. You can't tell what you have, so you end up buying more of something you already own. Japan moves everything into matching clear canisters with uniform labels. Same shape, same size, same clean font on every container. In seconds, you can see exactly what you have and how much is left without opening a single lid. The clear containers do something original packaging was never designed to do. They turn your pantry into a visual inventory you can read at a glance. Running low on rice? You'll see it before you ever get to the store. Most people have bought a second bag of flour because they couldn't remember if they had one. With this system, that stops happening. You don't need a bigger pantry. You just need to be able to see what's already in the one you have. The cabinet nobody talks about, but everyone has. The cabinet under your sink is probably the least organized spot in your home. Pipes cut through at odd angles. Things get shoved in randomly. Anything past the first 6 inches is basically unreachable. Most people only access the front portion of a cabinet that's 2 feet deep. The rest of the space, every single day, goes completely unused. Japan designed sliding wire drawer units built specifically to work around plumbing. They roll forward on smooth runners and bring everything into full view. No bending, no reaching into the dark. Upper tier for everyday items, lower tier for cleaning supplies. Every inch of that cabinet becomes usable. Most Western households treat under-sink storage as a lost cause. One sliding tray changes that completely. The messiest cabinet in your home is one simple drawer system away from being organized. The storage surface you walk past every day. Quick question. What's on the back of your doors right now? Bedroom, bathroom, pantry, closet. In most Western homes, nothing. Blank surfaces never considered. Meanwhile, people buy extra furniture to solve storage problems those same doors could handle. Over-door organizer racks hook over any standard door in seconds. No drilling, no damage. Fully removable. Behind the bathroom door, towels and toiletries. Behind the pantry door, snacks and spices. Behind the bedroom door, shoes and accessories. A standard interior door is about 2 and 1/2 ft wide and 6 and 1/2 ft tall. That's 16 square feet of vertical storage in every single room. Most Western homes have 8 to 12 interior doors. That's potentially over 100 square feet of storage being ignored. The space was already there, it just never had anything on it. The way you fold clothes is making your mornings harder. Most people fold clothes and stack them flat in a drawer. You pull from the top, the pile shifts, and within 2 days the drawer looks like it was never organized at all. Japan folds each item into a compact rectangle and files it standing upright, like books lined up on a shelf. Every item is visible at once. Pulling one out doesn't move anything next to it. Try pulling a shirt from the bottom of a stacked pile. Everything collapses. Pull one shirt from a vertical row, and the rest stay exactly in place. That single difference is why one system holds and one doesn't. The average person loses 2 to 5 minutes every morning digging through drawers. With vertical filing, that drops to under 10 seconds. The way most people fold clothes was designed for open shelves, not drawers. It's a shelf system being used in the wrong place. File your clothes. Stop stacking them. The storage space built into every wall in your home. Most people store things on surfaces. Counters, floors, shelves, tables. Walls are treated as backgrounds, decoration, space between rooms. The gap between the wooden beams inside every wall in your home is 3 and 1/2 inches deep. It runs floor to ceiling in every room. In every house built in the last 100 years, Japan builds slim cabinets that sit flush inside that cavity. Key holders, jewelry boxes, shallow shelves, small safes. The front face lines up perfectly with the wall surface. Invisible until you open it. Add a mirror to the front, and it looks like simple wall decor. Open it, and there's a fully working cabinet that takes up 0 floor space. In the West, this idea barely exists beyond the bathroom medicine cabinet. In Japan, it shows up in entryways, bedrooms, and hallways. Your walls aren't solid, they're hollow, and that space has been sitting there unused the entire time. The slim unit that creates 2 rooms without building a wall. In small Western homes, everything tends to run together. Where you sleep is where you work. Where you eat is where you relax. The brain never gets a clear signal to switch gears. Japan addresses this without touching a single wall. Tall, slim, freestanding storage units get placed between zones to create a soft visual boundary. One side holds books or decor facing the living area. The other side holds office supplies facing the workspace. A unit just 12 inches wide, placed floor to ceiling, is enough for the brain to register as a divider. This side is for rest. That side is for work. No structural changes. No landlord approval. Move it whenever your layout changes. Western thinking tends to assume separate zones need separate walls. One piece of furniture can draw the same line and store things while doing it. You don't need more rooms, you need clearer zones, and one slim shelf unit can build them. The furniture that disappears every morning. Western furniture is permanent. Sofas sit in the same spot all day. Beds take up floor space whether you're using them or not. In a small home, the furniture is always there, even when you don't need it. Japan designed furniture to be put away. Rollable floor mattresses fold up and slide into a closet in under a minute. Foldable low tables collapse flat and lean against a wall in 30 seconds. The room that was a bedroom at night becomes open living space by morning. In a 280-square-foot apartment in Tokyo, one room works as a bedroom, a dining room, and a home office on the same day. Rolling up the mattress alone reclaims 20 to 30 square feet of open floor. The brain registers open floor space as larger than the same area filled with furniture. The physical dimensions don't change. What changes is what the eye sees when it scans the room. When the furniture disappears, the room gets bigger every single morning. The system that teaches kids to clean up on their own. Toy clutter is one of the biggest daily frustrations in Western family homes. Things end up everywhere, and getting kids to put them back feels like a battle that never gets easier. Most Western storage is built for dropping things in, not for returning them to a specific place. Kids know where to throw things. They rarely know where things actually belong. In Japan, every item in the home has one specific spot it always goes back to. Not a general bin, a clearly labeled, clearly defined location. Sometimes outlined on a shelf, sometimes marked with a picture for younger children. Returning something becomes a habit rather than a decision. In Japanese elementary schools, students clean the building themselves at the end of every day. No janitors, just kids who know exactly where everything goes. That same logic works in a family living room. Clutter usually isn't a laziness problem. It's a missing address problem. Give every item a fixed home and the tidying starts taking care of itself. The idea behind everything on this list. When a home feels cramped, the natural response is to buy more storage. More shelves, more bins, more furniture. Americans alone spend over $12 billion on storage products every year. And homes still feel full. The issue isn't usually a shortage of storage. It's how much stuff the eye has to process at any given moment. The brain scans everything it can see, constantly. Every object registers. Every cluttered surface gets processed. In a room full of visible items, that scanning never fully stops. It creates a background level of tension that runs all day. The idea behind every item in this countdown is the same. Move things out of sight. Create visible order. And keep some space intentionally empty. An empty corner isn't wasted. It's what tells the brain the room has room. Picture two spaces, same square footage. In the first, every surface has something on it. Organized, but full. In the second, surfaces are mostly clear. Storage is tucked away and one corner is open. Every person who walks into the second space says it feels bigger. The dimensions didn't change. Only what the brain was asked to process changed. Buying more storage rarely makes a home feel bigger. Reducing what's visible usually does. The most useful shift isn't a product. It's deciding to stop filling every inch. If these Japanese innovations have changed the way you look at the empty corners of your home, please subscribe and like the channel. We are uncovering the hidden systems of efficiency that the modern world often overlooks. Let's build a more organized future together. Our next treasure trove of ideas will be opening soon.